Welcome to the episode of Ground Floor where we agree to disagree, still be family. Still working on intro stuff. I'm your host, all the title Jail Lee. Jerome, he's not feeling well, he's not here today. One of my great panelists, Sonia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Today's show's titled Mama's Boy Athlete Edition, but before we start talking about the Juju and what Clayton Daniels, the quarterback from the Washington Commanders, gotta talk about the Marvin Sapp thing real quick. There's a video out that I saw a lot of people talking about where he suggested his ushers close the doors and lock them as he discussed state affairs of the church and needing 40K for donations. A lot of people in uproar. It's like locking people in as imprisonment. Quite shocking because you never hear a church doing anything like that. And it shocked me because a few conversations I had with it was more, you are an amazing gospel artist with some revenue of your own. So
Mhm.
maybe your people might not have it, but you do. Maybe you can write it off. Because churches do need stuff done, but 25, a lot of people are hurting. And
Yeah.
maybe there's a better way to go about asking for them things instead of locking the doors, because it don't seem like the ushers was comfortable doing it because he had to say it multiple times before they did it. And but 25 ain't too much shocking. What's your take on it, some of you?
When I went back and watched the video, I did listen, and it wasn't unreasonable. It sounds like he was asking everybody for $20. I think it was just the way he went about doing it.
Yeah.
The shut the door, don't let anybody out. Now, I I don't know how serious he was with that. I don't know if anybody attempted to leave or go out.
Mm.
But what you said earlier was a good point. He's an artist. He could have gave a couple concerts. That would have made some money if he was in need of money for his church to fix or
Hmm.
do that he needed to do.
Yeah,
So,
it's a bad look of a church leader doing that.
right.
Because you always got people out saying, "Man, don't go to church because they steal your money, blah blah blah." And then this video come out like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like he
Yeah.
he may come out with an apology when he look at the optics are not good looking on doing that. You know, you want to ask for a lot of money, but the way you went about it wasn't a good look as the church leader.
Correct.
So the first main story, Washington Commanders quarterback Clayton Daniels, I believe, was talking to Juju Watkins, the recent, I think she might be the player of the year in women's college basketball, but she got hurt. Her season's over. They were talking at the sporting event, and I found out through Jerome because he brought this story that the mom is kind of hell bent to make sure don't no female get her son type deal. So she just sat in the middle of both of them. I'm like, wow. When I saw the video, like, oh, this what you talking about? Like, that's extreme. They just, I mean, if there was any type of love connection starting, she do got a job. She one of the best college women players, so she ain't broke. But just jumping in the middle. Okay, hold on for a second. Let's kill. I will send it again. I thought she'd probably jump on. And it was just kind of weird that she went to that extreme with it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's such a touchy subject. You got so many mothers or parents that are in unhealthy relationships with their kids. Even some of these parents that run around thinking that their kids are their friends. I have, girlfriends when we are getting ready to go out, they want their kids to, join us and go out with us. And that's not good in my opinion. I think that there should be, I'm not interested in hanging out with anybody's daughter. I'm uh,
Yeah.
not to go hang out with your daughter. Where our interests are, a little different, but sometimes I think the mothers are afraid of letting go. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're afraid of being replaced. I mean, some of them are, lonely, don't have anybody. They put their all into their children, and now they don't want to let their children go. So that's not a good thing.
Yeah. And that new turn son husband has come up. Little Kia. Welcome, Kia, to the show. How
What
you
up,
doing?
though?
So far, you missed. We talked about Marvin Sapp already.
Oh, okay.
You want to get your take on it real quick? You can. Okay. And now we're talking about the female basketball player Juju and the Washington Commanders QB Daniels were having a conversation, and the mom just sat in the middle of them because she don't want nobody trying to get her son. That's what we're talking about right now. I guess he's more like a son husband on the way. She kind of just bogarted because the girl do got her own money and job, so it shouldn't be that bad if they do hook up. But her whole approach is like, no, get over there.
Yeah, it was funny when that first came out. It just hit the airways and everybody was on it. Okay. And so when I first saw it, like not knowing before, after backstory or anything, it looked pretty wild. Like they sitting up there having a regular conversation and she just
Mm-hmm.
came pop right in the middle, like, what you doing talking to my son? Son, what you doing talking to this girl? Like, what's really going on? So
Yeah, it looked wild.
yeah.
He's
It
the quarterback of
like
the Washington.
pointing at the court, pointing at the cameras, and like
Oh yeah, she did do all the extra stuff too. That's
the
right.
whole vibe just changed. And so I don't know, maybe y'all could shed some light on what it was she was thinking of, what she was trying to prevent.
Well, I was told because Jerome brought that video up that she don't want her son to be like these other people, get caught up by some female, get her pregnant or whatever. But this girl might be the player of the year for college basketball, so she ain't no Instagram model, nothing like that.
Mm,
But even with her, she's still showing that a stream where is he more of a son husband because you that overprotective? I mean, are you watching him like a hawk in DC because he's a football player? And DC got a lot of beautiful women, I'm told. So how you was bodyguard all 24 hours? Is he gonna talk to somebody?
Mm, yeah.
No.
yeah, I was wondering that too. Like, I know she's his manager, but at the same time, I'm like, you're a he is now a professional football player. He's been an athlete for some time, and he is 24. Am I correct?
Yep, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around 24. So it's like, when do you start allowing your children to make decisions for themselves and realize that they're a grown person?
Yeah.
And I can get wanting to protect them, and I could get wanting to protect him.
Huh?
But then, did it need to be that extreme? Like, could you not have pulled this coattail? Like, did you have to come right in the middle of, and who's to say just because we were talking that it was leading to anything else? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I digress because I think a lot of these parents is a little bit crazy these days. I know times are different, so I
Now,
don't.
Sonya was talking
So
about.
what you think? What's your take on this?
No, I just think that some women have very unhealthy relationships with their children. I mean, they don't have a significant other or a man in their life, and they've replaced their child with that. I
Yeah.
I think originally when Jeff told me we were going to discuss this, it made me think of a girlfriend that I'm get my little dog. It made me think of I had some cake and it's crumbs on my shirt, and she just tried to get the cake
You
crumbs.
like food.
So she had a son that she just never wanted to let go. She didn't have a husband. The father left a long time ago, so it was just her and her son, and she did everything for him. He lived in Washington, D.C., where he was going to school, and he used to send his laundry home. He would mail it home. I'm like,
Mailing the laundry
mail the
home?
laundry home, 6, 7 bags at a time. Then she would wash, fold, and then mail it back to him.
Wow.
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 And then
That's
go
different.
down, during the time it was like a game. She would say, well, I like going to the game. So she would go, you know, down and stay in a hotel and go to the games. I'm like, girl, let that man have some fun. He doesn't want you there. I just think that some people's relationships are so just unhealthy with their
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you on, by the way. I missed you the past couple of weeks, but yeah, I
Well,
think that
the travel. I'm a certified meeting planner, so a lot of hotels always like to give complimentary trips where we come and critique their hotels and the food, and they pay for everything. So I'm like, hey, plus I get continuing education credits for it.
okay.
Nice.
On doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, I think eh, from what it looked like, it did look very unhealthy
Yeah.
because we're
Yeah.
just sitting here and we're having a conversation, and yeah, we might have laughed or whatever, but that doesn't mean like that we planning on a relationship. And then even if they were, so what? Like you could if it, and then I know one of the things we're talking about, well, she was talking about don't play y'all relationship out in the media and trying to protect them from that or whatever. I'm like, you brought more attention
Mm-hmm.
to what you did than to pull his
Yep.
coattail on the side, like, hey, just be careful what you do. Like, she cute, be careful what you do. Y'all gonna have if y'all gonna talk or whatever the case may be. But you didn't do that. Like she's straight, brought all types of attention where we're having discussions like this right now. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
even thinking about them sitting on the side. I mean, the media did had a camera in their face, but at the end of the day, it would have blown over. Oh, that's cute. We saw them, and it
Mm-hmm.
that would have been the end of it.
And athletes all the time, especially football, they go to the room. They already got two or three girls in there trying to get on. Like, so unless she his bodyguard 24/7, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And
She probably is his bodyguard 24/7. If she
they were doing it in college. So like you gotta know what it is,
Yeah.
you know? Now I did come across another video. I think they may have been high school girls basketball. Well, I guess the girl made a bad play and the male coach grabbed her by the back of her hair. I found that odd. What you
Yeah.
doing, bro?
I want to know the after story. Like, what did he get beat down? Like, what was the parents at? Like, was he
Well,
arrested?
he kept
Are
getting
they
fired.
fired?
He
Did he
was
Yeah,
get
getting
he
fired?
got
beat
fired.
down.
But the girl was related to him. She was his great niece. So he knew the
Okay.
girl,
Okay.
but they still
Okay,
fired him.
Oh yeah,
okay.
that's a bad look.
Yeah, that's why he did it though, because he knew the girl. But he did get fired and he apologized about what he did.
Yeah. Now he wasn't the one that was in there that came out of retirement just to coach them, was it? Or was that the other coach?
I don't know about that one.
Oh, okay. Well, in any event, niece, not niece, cousin, sister, mother. It was a better way. You know what I mean?
He ain't to her too. Like, oh damn.
Yeah.
She definitely know. Oh, don't do that again. Like, okay.
Yeah, but then it made the teammate get involved too. Like if you saw the teammate was protecting her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So the
she
teammate
jumped.
went and protected her, moved her out of the way, and had some words with the coach. So
Okay, that part I didn't see. I may have missed that.
yeah, it's in the clip. If you pay attention to the clip, she moves her out of the way to kind of like get her separate them two. And then she has words with him, and he's having words with the friend.
Hmm.
She literally points her finger at him at one point in time, like.
Yeah.
So whatever bad play it was, I understand coaches and you need to get attention. Listen, you gonna fuss, you gonna, even the part of getting in the face. I guess I got some extra suicides, push-ups, whatever that the case may be on that to do. But you actually touching my body, my person, your hair is an extension of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So now you assaulting me in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You foul. So
Yeah. You didn't see that much. Even we went to high school. I mean, guys did stuff, but they wasn't grabbing no black woman hair because you got swung on quick.
exactly.
I just got this done. Like, oh Lord, don't do that, man. What you doing? Don't
It's
play
not.
like that.
It's not even about that. Like, stop being so aggressive. It's a game. It's a better way to motivate people besides reward punishment, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna punish you to do da da da. Like, it's people will
Now,
perform for you better when they know that you care. You can be stern, you can be straightforward, but putting your hands on somebody, you didn't cross the line.
now, I did come across a video earlier. I don't know if it was a skit or real life, but a guy found out his 6-year-old daughter wasn't his.
Okay.
So he's at his sister's house. There's a birthday party for, I guess, the sister kid. And the baby mom and a daughter that's not his and her brother come over. Because he didn't know they were coming. They didn't tell him. So when he see him, he freaking out like, man, y'all got to bounce. This ain't my kid. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But everybody trying to say, well, let's just think about the kids, let them have a party. And he's more like, man, hold on. Y'all didn't tell me they were coming. So I'm like, okay, they know that, unfortunately, he just found out that's not his child, and he jacked up about it. The baby mom is apologizing, but like, well, it's still for the kids. Let them, she miss you. Let them go have fun at the party. And I found it odd that his sister and brother who were there were not on his side. Everybody was more about the kids instead of this dude just found out after 6 years this ain't his kid.
Whose party was it?
It was his sister's, his niece or nephew party. And his sister invited old girl and a child that's not his and a brother, but didn't tell him.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So he at the party, seeing him coming to the door, he flipping out.
Mm.
What y'all think about that scenario?
Well, she should have told him that they was coming.
Yeah.
Don't leave me blindsided. Like, she should have told him that they were coming.
Yeah, he wound up leaving after a while. And then it was a follow-up video where the family found out and went off on her sister and brother, like, he's your brother. And he found out she lied to him. And y'all blindsided by not telling him. It ain't about the kids at that moment because he's still your brother and he's hurting. And y'all know this happened. Which why y'all didn't say nothing about them coming because you knew how he probably would have reacted. Which wasn't cool because now he's sitting here looking like the bad guy, but he was wrong. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And with a story like that nowadays, you don't know if it's a skit to get that point across or if
Mm-hmm.
it's real.
That's
But if
true.
it's real, that's messed up.
People do all kinds of crazy things.
Like, remember the one about the the McDonald's, and the guy brought it for only his kid? They later said that was a skit, it wasn't real. And the baby
What?
mom threw it out because he didn't bring food for the other kids.
Now that looked real.
No, I thought that too. They later said that was a skit. But
What?
it brought that conversation about, well, he taking care of his kid. He offered to take his kid elsewhere so they not seeing the kid eating. And that wasn't good enough for her. when that video was a big deal.
Yeah, that looked real. Yeah, to me, I think so many people want they 5 minutes of fame on social.
Yeah,
Gotta just be careful.
yeah.
And that's not the good to be remembered for.
That part.
You
Yeah.
throwing away food for your kid because he didn't buy for your other kids. I mean, granted, some dudes might just get a pizza hot and ready or two for everybody, but he chose to take care of just his kid and offer to them go somewhere at the
Were
park.
they still together?
Nah, nah, he was just going to get his kid and well, bringing them food. And we ain't bringing nothing for the other kids, like, but those not my kids. But that's the
Well,
sibling.
he did try to ask if the kid can come down
Yeah, he's gonna
along.
go in the
Yeah,
car or
go in the
somewhere
car.
private.
To me,
And she
that
was
that
just
would have
like,
been.
nope.
I mean, I get it. If I'm buying something for one kid, I would go ahead and buy something for all of them. But I do get if it's your kid wanting to do something for your kid, and that's what weekends are for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, take when you got your kid, then do something. But yeah, I guess I can understand as a mom not wanting, everybody else eating, homemade burger and you eating McDonald's. The kids gonna get upset.
That's what I was about to say. That's actually gonna cause
Yeah,
division
chaos.
and sibling rivalry. Like, oh, you think you better because your daddy buy you McDonald's? You gotta sit up here and we got McDonald's at home. That's what we eat.
He went straight with a kid. Oh yeah, your daddy
Because
bought
that's
you
how
some
people
shoes.
think, and then
Mm.
that's what people do. Coming from a blended family, I get that we aren't the norm, right? Like,
Mhm.
my dad married my mom, my bonus mom, and so from that she had a child. However, we not with my dad, but she already had a child before they got together.
Okay.
That's my sister, right? She
Mhm.
raised my sister and her siblings together with the father of her child. So we're all just blended. And so we just say that, listen, that's my brother. Those my brothers and those my sisters, right? We don't, and we call every parent mom. And if their dad has still been living, I pretty much probably would have been calling him pop too, right? They call my dad.
Okay.
So we don't have any halves. We don't have any halves, any steps, anything like that. So even though, going back to the original thing about the man just finding out that that child wasn't his, for 6 years, they loved that kid like it was his, and
Right.
his siblings did as well. So now for you to turn around and just be like, well, you can't love them no more because she lied to me and they don't belong to me, is
Yeah.
like, you trying to control other people. And then on top of it, now I gotta state that my loyalty is 100% to you because you were wronged in the situation and being my brother. And now I gotta, well, I gotta have his back because of the fact of X, Y, and Z. However, the children play together all the time, right? And so it was a party for the kids. So a lot of times I know what we do is whatever issue that we may have had, we put it to the side. Now where they went 100% wrong is not saying, well, Juju having this birthday party and Lala
Yeah.
is invited. You know what I'm saying? And she
Mhm.
invited before you just found out this. And so, with that being said, I want to let you know that she's still invited. Or even though I found out after you found out, I still invited Lala because you know that they real close, right? They was wrong for not letting him know that that's what was going on. My feelings was hurt. I thought I had a whole kid for 6 years, which you did. You're still with her father. She still loved you unconditionally and you loved her. So technically you her dad, regardless of blood run through your veins or not. Now you
Mhm.
can be mad and hurt about that and then, and turn everything off. That's something that you got to work through. But it doesn't mean just because of, and then that's a lot of times too, because a family breaks up, it doesn't mean necessarily, because two people break up, doesn't necessarily mean that the family breaks up. However, if it makes the other people uncomfortable, then that's a discussion that y'all need to have.
Yeah, because the sister was saying, well, I still look at her as my niece.
Yeah.
He did tell the little girl, because she's saying, I miss you, like, I love you. And he wasn't trying to have them have that talk in front of the kids about, you did me dirty. And from the video, if it was real, it seemed like he was trying to hold back tears because he was getting more. I'm like, oh my God, like y'all just entrapped me with this scenario. I'm coming here to enjoy the birthday party. And what the hell?
Right. I'm not ready to handle that. I'm not ready to handle
I'm still
that,
processing.
Andrew.
This ain't my kid. I pay child support. I done all this. And you knew from jump it was a possibility and you never said nothing. So something had to happen if it's real to get a DNA test to prove, oh man.
Yeah, that's foul.
Yeah. And I get the kids, they like, we don't do it in front of kids, like y'all should not blindside that dude. But then it was like, well, you're wrong to feel the way you feel. Like, you know, kids ain't cheap. You love them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money he been paying. He lost money. Now this ain't his actual daughter, because now the real dad eventually gonna find out. He gonna want to step in like, hey, I want to see my kid. You gotta deal with that dynamic. So y'all got this dude like he crashing out, but y'all won't let y'all blindside him with this trauma that he been trying to process, probably on his own.
Yeah. And feelings are always valid. I hate when people say, you know, you wrong for feeling like this. You can feel however you want to feel.
Yeah, and they had the follow-up video and they were trying to justify, because people on social media saying it's like, this your brother and you didn't tell him.
Yeah, that's the main thing that
You
I'm
blindsided
they
that
was
dude.
wrong. They was wrong for not telling her.
Cause now he was feeling, I ain't dealing with none of y'all. I'm like, yeah, that will put you on that nuclear response, because you ain't gonna get me again. Now I did see another video from Joe's sister, who used to be a rapper. Explicit Lyric. She talked about has social media ruined dating.
You said a rapper asked if social media has ruined dating?
No, Joe's sister. She used to be a rapper. If you ever watch Anton Daniels, Let It Rant, where that girl from the Tonight's Conversation had like a talk show.
Oh, okay.
She'd be on there talking about relationships. So she had posted a video about has social media ruined dating.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that it has ruined dating. I think that it has just brought out a lot of the extras or the things that are unacceptable. Like, we can all better reach each other. We're doing reels, we're doing memes, we're doing, podcasts. So I think that it just puts everything out there and it allows us to spread the news or the information a lot faster. Back in the day, we didn't have social media. So it was just easier when it came down to dating. People weren't putting, remember the fake scenario that the young lady put about the Cheesecake Factory, acting like that wasn't an acceptable place.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh, that was fake too?
Yeah, that was fake.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because she was clowning. But anyway.
That brought some real conversations.
It wasn't nothing wrong with the cheese. I'm like, I love the Cheesecake Factory.
That used to be like the next step to the Whitney back then. I'm like you mad at the cheesecake?
Yeah, I'm like, cheesecake.
That stuff ain't cheap.
Oh boy.
It's levels to dating. And I know it might sound weird, but I'm pretty sure women have their own thoughts as well about levels to dating. But some men will look at dating as, okay, if we cool, Fridays. You someone I'm really starting to dig, I might want to start taking you to the nicer place to show what I can provide, the type of scenery. Like back in the day, Whitney was like, "Oh, you gonna propose, huh?" That was like proposal spot. But then Cheesecake came along, or Jay Alexander's. Oh, you gonna have real nice, take your lady out somewhere nice tonight.
Jay Alexander used to be my spot. I used
So
to
it was
say,
like certain
Dude.
spots where you knew, oh,
And them drinks used to be fire.
like you like her because you ain't taking her to Fridays or Bennigan's, you taking her to here. Like, okay, she's somebody. You know, and conversations I used to have in the county lab, which kind of birthed this show. We would have those discussions like, well, why can't a first date be the Whitney? Like, because you don't know if you're going to be ever.
yeah, I
What
would.
you talking about the Whitney on the first day? You don't know you. You going to buy him some Jordans? No, okay then. He got to earn that. And she said that before I got out. Hell no. Okay. So there's levels to dating. It's stuff that y'all show that y'all have interest. Y'all learn a little bit more about each other, like each other. And y'all want to do a little bit more for each other. But you can't roll up the red carpet on day one. You can be a weirdo. And that's on both sides.
And it also depends on what your caliber is. You know what I mean? You got to date within your class. You know what you like to do. You know where you go, right? If I don't eat Fridays because I'm not a Friday girl, and I really don't want to go on a date to Fridays. And so I'm not going to be looking for a man to take me to Fridays or dating a man that's going to take me to Fridays, right? So you know what you like in terms of, you know, and date accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Like I've had conversations with people where they felt a coffee date. Oh, he broke. He's trying to get to know you.
Right.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I always say I think the man should suggest the place so the location or the restaurant can be in your price range or what's comfortable to you.
Right.
So, if you think you only want to take me out for coffee, then you can say, let's go out for coffee. Now, sometimes if I get there for the coffee and I want something else, I don't mind pulling out my credit card or some cash and paying for something if it's something that I want. Because I don't want you to have any expectations. I feel like I'm getting to know you as well, and
Yeah.
and we can also make sure we take time to have phone conversations or get to know each other that way too. Because sometimes you don't have to get to know me in person. We can have a couple of phone conversations. I can tell
Or
you
FaceTime.
the first time I don't like FaceTiming with somebody I really don't know because
Mhm.
Okay.
just kind of staring and looking at each other. Like, that, yeah, that ain't.
Yeah.
I'm still getting to know you, but I can have a
Okay.
phone conversation with you. I usually within about maybe 15, 20 minutes, I can tell you if I'll never talk to you again.
Damn.
Yep.
You really can tell if you're gonna talk to somebody again after
Right.
you talk to them for a minute.
No, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't take long to say, I don't think I ever want to talk to them again.
Now, what's something?
Some people say things just that wrong.
Now, what's an example from both of you or something like, okay, you're done for life?
Sometimes I think, well, heck, I just know red flags for me is you trying to be too forward, too sexual, too fast. That's just an automatic, just
Oh, Netflix and chill.
they not even talking about some Netflix and chill. It's just straight like baby mate. Like what when I like a pop a baby up. Whoa.
Damn.
complete red flag. You know what I'm saying? You not trying to get to know nothing. You saw my picture, and then from there you talking about all the things that you want to do. Like that's just an automatic.
Damn. What about you, Sonya?
I think for me, it just kind of depends. I'm running into a problem with the men with the kids and the grandkids at this age. I'm like, that day on the weekend you don't have your kids. I remember one I dated and it made me mad because he had his child every other weekend, and that's something that's important in the early stage
Mm-hmm.
you getting to know a person or if you're dating. Because if you was to tell me I got a kid and I have my kid with me 24/7 And if my kid want to be with me and stay with me, they can. I'm not dating you. Why? I mean, I just think that that's what weekends are for. And so he had his kid every other weekend. I
Mm-hmm.
got tickets for us to go. It was in one of the events. It was I forgot the name of the arcade in Novi that was opening up. They were having like they were hosting a whole bunch of event planners and
Oh, what, Lucky Strike?
yeah, Lucky Stripes. They were
Mhm.
after they remodeled,
Ah, the remote. Okay.
invited everybody in the hospitality industry. They gave us tickets for games and drinks and food.
Nice.
Come look at the property or the venue. So he said he would go. The next thing you know, an hour before we're supposed to go, he was like, well, he's not going to be able to go. He got his daughter and she decided that she had something she wanted to do. So I was confused and I said, I thought this was the weekend you didn't have your daughter. So he said to me, no, I allow my kids to come over here, every day if they want to. I don't, just because it's every other weekend doesn't mean that
Uh.
every other weekend. So right after that conversation, we never talked because that was unnecessary. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
gotta have boundaries. So that's why I try to listen and pay attention up front as to, who's in your life, who's staying with you, what are your obligations, what do you have
Yeah.
to do? Because you can't get to know me and spend time with me if you had your kid all the time. I went through a divorce. I had my kid every other weekend. The weekend I didn't have my kid was the weekend I dated. The weekend I had my kid was the weekend I did date.
Now, what if they got a
Yeah.
roommate?
Oh, go ahead. What
Is
if what?
that if they got a roommate? Is that a red flag?
I don't, I don't know about roommates. These days, I'll be a little scared with roommates. You just never know. I mean,
Got
I
you.
get it that sometimes people want to cut their costs down. I think it depends on where we live in. In Detroit, rent is reasonable enough for you to live by yourself. We not in New York. Yeah,
Or LA, right?
yeah.
Oh man.
No, but you know what? One of the things that you're saying though, Sonya, is it brings up a great point, and I love in what you're doing. It's like you know what you want, and if it's not aligned with what it is that you want, then we don't have to continue to
Yeah.
have a discussion because you know that it's not going to go anywhere and you're just going to have issues down the line. So instead of you sitting up there trying to, well, let me try to reason with you on why it makes sense for you not to for you to keep this date and not to put your child, like, you're not doing all of that. You're just saying, okay, I get it. This is how you operate. And that's not for me. Now you may be able to find somebody else who they're completely okay with that. And they'll keep rearranging their schedule for you because in your life right now, your children come first at any cost. And I ain't mad at you about that, but we just can't date.
Right.
And I think that's the big thing. I think where we come into problems at is when we try to make people something that they're not in order to fit a scenario that we want simply because we want somebody. So
Right.
now it's like we trying to make, the square fit in a round hole. And it's like it's not gonna work no matter how you try to do it. And then we end up being upset because we spent all of this time and then now we're causing an upset because now we're getting into it when we didn't even have to get into it from the beginning. You knew it didn't work
Yeah.
5 weeks ago. But you keep trying. Like, why? When you could cut your ties there and
Uh,
turn around and find somebody else or keep looking. That's the whole purpose of dating. I think we try to be serious too fast or try to make things work too fast when you're just in the dating phase. That's the whole point. You're supposed to be checking to see if this person is somebody that you actually want to be with. And if it's
Right.
not, then move on.
now it's interesting. I guess I call progressive in 25 because when we was in our 20s and I knew the type of female I liked, every time I got into group conversations, it always try to be condemning, like, why you like the type of female? I like what I like. Well, you in Detroit, most females got some hood in them. Okay, that's them.
That's not true.
But
I ain't got no
I mean,
hood
that's
in
what
me.
they said at the
I'm
time.
from
Like,
the hood, but
like,
you know,
okay, I like Shantae Moore type with down to earth vibe.
mm,
You ain't that, we cool, but that's That's what I'm thinking Miss Edwards about. And I'm like, I'm not offending you because you're asking me, well, what you like, Jeff? What's your type? Then I start telling like, are you bougie? Like, didn't we all watch the Cosby back in the 80s? Didn't we all say Claire Huxtable was a classy lady? What I miss?
We liked
I thought
Claire.
that weird back then.
You said we liked Claire.
You
They're
like
like, oh,
Claire.
you don't like a girl from the hood? Like,
We
I mean,
did
I'm
like
pretty sure
Claire.
Claire's from the hood, but
Claire was sad. Claire will get you together.
Yeah.
and she recently talked about how women today need to tighten up a little bit. I think she's on the Breakfast Club, and people came at her. I'm like,
well, you know,
you said that too crazy. Pretty sure a lot of old school people look at them things.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's about generation, right? So they gonna come for her because of the generation that she's from, and women carry themselves a different way than what we see now.
Yeah, I mean, you could point out a
On
proverb
social media, anyway.
quicker probably then compared to now, because everybody want to dress like whichever female that's popular now. Compared to there were like certain differences. You know, you might have a business look like Claire. You might have a little sexier than that, and then you had a girl that liked to hang out a lot. You saw the differences as we came up compared to now. Depending on where you go,
Yeah.
like even R&B artists want to be thugs. Like you don't want to sing a love song. No, man, I want to be street with it. Like there used to be differences. Too much all the same.
Going back to what you were talking about as far as social media and ruining dating, I think is the one thing about social media, and we kind of hit on it but didn't really say it outright, is that everybody has an opinion and everybody's opinion is law, right? Like as soon as somebody says something, it's like, well, I'm right because I said it, and so on and so forth. And I've been seeing a lot of and I guess it depends on what your algorithm is on what you're gonna see too, right? So I've been seeing a lot where you'll have men just bashing women. They have a whole podcast. That's all they sit around and do all day, every day. And woman ain't X, Y, and Z from top to bottom. And then you have those podcasts where you have I'm a woman and I ain't gonna do X, Y, and Z from top to bottom, right? Or they bashing men from top to bottom. And then you have those like tonight's conversation where you have a mixture, right? And it's not necessarily bashing the opposite sex, but they're just talking about relationships in general. And I think that those things, when you if you're only paying attention to those things, then it might start to shape you or make you think that this is what the majority of people, this is how the majority of people think. You know, I remember seeing something. I saw like a couple of things where it was like, it made mention, well, if a woman is over 40, I don't even see what they dating for to get married. You know, like why y'all even considering getting married? Don't nobody want y'all. You know, and I'm like, where that come from?
I was
you can bury me, like, you know. So if you pay attention to those things, then it will start to make you, if you really pay attention to that and you're not strong and know who you are, you may start to question if you're even relevant or worth still having a relationship. Because at this stage, based upon what y'all saying, if I listen to that foolishness, I'm washed up and don't nobody want me. You know what I mean? And so, is that a relationship that you actually, if you really want a relationship, then you'll find somebody to have a relationship and be in a relationship with. You know, I just think that we have to not put so much of our value into what people are saying on social media and making it seem like because they have a platform that this is what the majority of the population actually believes.
And yeah, we have gotten that problem where, well, I said it, so it's gospel. No, That's your opinion, and we can both have different opinions and keep it moving. Well, I ain't talking no more, like, because I don't see it your way. What's wrong with you? That's not grown up conversation. Like most of these, a lot of those different podcasts will say, well, if she's over 26, she over here. Like, stop it, man. You got some bad women out here from 21 up to 60. You ain't gonna talk to her? Nah, you type ain't gonna say nothing. But if she's 60 still looking like Pam Grier back in the day, you gonna be like, what's going on? And be one of them playing, man, don't you talk to them old people? And then they come out, you got a girl that's 60 and she put you on blast. Now the whole world laughing at you like, just do you. Are you tripping? I'll put that up there so people can see it. But her, because she did say, like, it's still all about if people reach out to each other and engage each other and find out what you like. Because old school still around, it just, there's multiple ways to go about it. Like as Sonya was saying earlier about not FaceTiming, I just started FaceTiming people maybe within the last two or 3 years. Because I was people only want to talk on the phone. Like, Jeff, man, I'm FaceTime. I don't want to talk on the phone. Like, most people I talk to don't want to FaceTime. So, okay, I don't mind. I put the phone down. What up? I'm doing this. You good? I ain't got to sit here like this all day. Because I ain't got a Bluetooth right now. But we got those Jetson type technology, which is interesting to do all these things. Which is a long way from the
phone. I ain't got to look at you. So he said, don't have me staring at you all day.
Yeah, that's odd. I actually did Sonya said on Facebook about that, especially if you don't know a person. And I think sometimes these men are, I just need to know if you real. That you're going to find out eventually. I'm like, there are things that you can ask the person. You go look at their Facebook page. If you look at their Facebook page, do they have multiple pictures? Are they, in different pictures with other people? I mean, you can tell a real person from somebody that's, trying to pull a fast one on you or that has a fake profile. So, but I think they want to meet you and then 5 minutes later talk to you on the phone. I mean, you can have rollers and stuff in your hair, and Kia know it. Sometimes when we home, we comfortable.
Okay.
When you comfortable, you got your bonnet on, your hair rolled up, you got your comfortable pajamas.
The comfortable pajamas with a B, baby.
Right. That you don't want nobody to see you in, and then they want to get on the phone with you to be asking you questions so we can be looking at each other. Just don't make sense to me.
Now, have y'all had people call y'all on Instagram? I've seen people put videos out. Don't be calling me. I don't know you like that. Like
I've had people call me on Facebook Messenger.
Yes, they wear that out.
Yes, all of a sudden it's
I remember one guy called me and I literally had to just go off on him. And he was like, I apologize. I was married for 30 years. I just got divorced. It's been a year. This is all new to me. Like, I thought it was okay. I said, you need to ask permission to call a person. You don't just call them. I mean, and we actually end up going out with each other. We dated for a minute. So once I got to know him, he was okay. He didn't mean any harm by placing the call, but he thought that that's what you do. And that's not what you do. You need to get permission.
Yeah, still got to ask.
Man, people are taking, and that's why when you got some weirdos. Now, he was different, right? He just didn't know. But when you had those people that just, all of a sudden, your phone just start ringing out the blue. And I mean constantly, like you didn't get the answer the first time, so you figured that you would try not 2 more times, but 4 more times. Like,
they do that. Hang up and call you back again. Hang up and call you back again.
Wow,
I'm really irritated.
I'm learning something new right now. So the
Yeah.
same stuff with the regular phone, they just do with the social media. That's crazy.
Hmm.
And you can see who calling. That's the crazy part. Like you should ask. Can I call you?
Yeah, because Messenger gonna say Jerome called. See, you got 6 missed calls.
Yeah. Now I do remember when my nephew was murdered. My ex had hit me up on Facebook, and someone had hacked my account a while back. Facebook, so and I started getting messages. I'm like, so was you telling her about I'm so sorry? Thank you. That's why I'm like, okay. I ain't trying to be mean or weird, but I need proof that you who you say you are, because someone had my account a while ago, and I got trust issues. Then she called me like, I can't believe, like, okay, that's hey, I need proof of life. Just make sure, because someone had told me a while back what happened. Like, oh, I got to go in here and rechange. So people send a friend request. Like, did you send that? No, okay. Mm-mm. I ain't trusting it. So I do understand both sides deal with those things, but just calling and no permission, that's wow. And keep calling.
So kind of since we on dating, I know we got a little bit of time left.
Sure.
And we're talking about dating. Where are you all meeting people to date?
That's a good question.
Well, you know what? I usually try to meet in a neutral place where there are going to be people. My first dates, I'm like, I listen, I use the buddy system. I got divorced 21 years ago. So I've been dating for 21 years. So
yeah, so like what I'm saying is where you meeting people at? Not like where you going on a date at, but where are you
That's a
meeting
damn good
these
question.
individuals?
I'm sorry, where you
Yeah.
meet? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I meet a lot of people on social media. I meet a lot of people on Facebook, Instagram. Someone I pay attention to one or two of those messages in the messenger. So,
He said he dropped in my DMs.
yeah. So I've dated a few, but the person that I'm currently dating, it was kind of unexpected. I'm at a hotel, viewing the hotel, and I sat down at a table with my book because I needed to kind of write something down, and he was sitting there having lunch. So we had a conversation, and that's how we met. So that was the last person that I met. But usually I meet people on, they might send a DM or they might like, a post or something that I posted on Facebook. But I used to use Match.com, Black People Meet. Black
Okay.
People is probably one of my favorite.
Really? So you on the dating site?
Yes, I've done
Now
the dating sites. I did eHarmony. Now
that
eHarmony
one was a good one because
to
they
me
really
is a
asked detailed
good
questions.
one, but you need to be ready to get married. Like those folks,
Yeah.
they meet you. If they like you on that first date, you get a proposal the next day.
Man.
Oh Lord.
I remember I
So
did that back in '08, and they asked like so many real
all those
questions.
questions.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so this one is a more real one. But the other ones out now, I've tried before, like, and some of the people putting on there, I ain't got time for no baby daddy, mama drama. It's like,
Um,
lady, you trying to meet somebody, you put all this. What's going on?
right. Facebook has a Facebook dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yep, Facebook dating. And then I tried Plenty of Fish before I liked fish because that was
That
free.
darn
And
Plenty of
everybody
Fish.
was on there just looking for plenty.
Everybody was on there.
Yeah, everybody was on there.
Yeah. Derek, what hotel and restaurant you talking about Michigan
He
Avenue?
said the hotel and restaurant on Michigan Ave. Like
Yeah,
that
that's my
sound like I
cousin.
need some heat and a bodyguard to go there, Derek.
Yeah, that's my cousin. He be
Um,
traveling all through Detroit, all the eating spots.
Saw your face. Look at her face.
I'm like, what is that like a sexual hookup? Because you was
No, no,
that's
no,
like
no. He's giving a suggestion of somewhere to go.
oh,
That's
okay.
nice, but he didn't put the name of it.
Uh,
I figured as much. It's just the way that it was reading. The new one.
Okay,
The
yeah,
restaurant on top. Okay, we gotta look that one up, Derek.
yeah. Yeah, more contacts.
Right. It's like meet me at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
I can vouch for the man. You know, nothing
That's funny.
my cousin always got one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of. I noticed through LinkedIn from a lot of interviews I was doing, some people would come with the flirting. And then I started learning people were doing it. Like, no, if I'm asking to interview you, this business, I ain't trying to use that to get at you. Like, I'm just going to ask you straight up. Can I
That
take
has
you out?
never happened to me on LinkedIn. Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
And I started talking to other females that be on there. Like, yeah, a lot of people, they were just trying to hit. Like, so they turned LinkedIn to Facebook, huh? Okay.
Mm.
Like, wow. Dudes gonna be dudes, I guess.
I used to say go on Black People Meet.
That's Black People Beat. That's my favorite.
Y'all remember Black Planet?
You dating us. Lord have mercy.
Like,
Yeah.
remember when you
I
said
remember the library of Wayne State
Black
going in there like, what's this? This Black Planet, Jeff. And I see all the black kids in there like, are y'all in here watching? Man, it's the new thing. Like, dude, you been here how many hours? 3 hours. Like, oh, well, she's
Just
fine. Okay, I guess I see why. Let me sit down for a minute. Like, I gotta get out of here, dog. I gotta go to class. Mess with you. I'll be here for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, you remember you can set your profile up and put some music on your profile and decorate it.
I
And,
remember MySpace. You do all that.
oh yeah, in MySpace. I just did Black People. I mean, Planet.
Black Planet. Mm-hmm.
That's when I
That's
first got.
hilarious.
I think they brought it back too a while ago. But now you got the black people or black match stuff. I've seen commercials for. If I'm saying the name wrong. Then you start seeing commercials. I think maybe 3 years ago they had one for the cowboy and cowgirls. All different type of people that you saw a commercial for them to date each other. Like, oh, that's the thing. What the heck, you know. But I would say sometimes the cold reader, some people call it, if you out and about, you see somebody, you might meet them. Church is weird.
Restaurant happy hours at the bar. That's a good spot to go and meet people.
Okay.
Yeah, you getting some half off cocktails and
half off appetizers.
Half off appetizers, and you can have I go out all the time by myself and sit at the bar and just get to talking to everybody around me.
Yeah, you have some interesting conversations.
I always sit at the bar and have some conversations.
Okay. That's good. I think when you don't meet a stranger and you leave yourself open to be approached, then that allows for, you to interact with more people.
Yeah, because I don't know about now, but I see a lot of videos where people will say some females don't come off approachable. And they really couldn't explain, like, well, what does approachable look like? Like, what's the body language? Is she just sitting there, or she got a very serious face or something? Have y'all ever heard that?
Heck yeah, my boy told me that a long time ago.
He said, you're not approachable?
He used to tell me that all the time. He was like, you look like that you would be, number one, he was just like, you just look like you're not for no nonsense or no games, and it would be just a little bit too difficult to be. He's like, you don't seem like that you're mean, but it's just that you not gonna be a easy catch. So it's like if I could get on easier over here, I'd rather do that than somebody would do approaching you. And I was like, well, dang. I'm like, all right. And then other stuff, it was like, well, you look like you just be in your own world. Like you don't want to be messed with. I just like, I'm just chilling. Like, this is just my regular old face. Now, when you talk to me, I'm going to smile and I'm going to talk back, or whatever. But at the same time, if I'm in chill mode, or I'm like you said, if I was at the bar and I'm having a drink, then I'm at the bar having a drink, enjoying my food. Right. So I don't know, but yeah, that's what they say. Like, you don't look like.
Well, he
Like,
wasn't
you
he
got
wasn't
that face that you don't look like you approachable. I said, well, you know.
he wasn't making it up about you.
Mm-mm.
At least back then, because you always had some thug in you.
My face is my face. No, but see, that's the
Now,
thing.
now you
You
had that vibe.
you say I had thugging because how I used to have to talk to y'all because y'all didn't know how to act. Now that's
Nah,
different.
that's a lie. That's a lie. Your vibe would come off like I wish a Negro would like that.
That's
You
different.
all
You
right,
know
that
what I mean?
kid? Yeah, I'm good. Like, okay, but like you sense that vibe like I would try me. You got the juice, it's your world.
Yeah. So yeah. So when we worked, he said that like you just seem like that, and I said, oh, okay. So now I try to you know appear friendly because I really am. Like I'm a people person. I'm gonna talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I mean, I get good vibes from you.
Now,
Whatever.
I don't
People
know
always got good
now,
vibes from me. I ain't studying him.
now, the
Mhm.
young girls try to jump people back in the day.
They was just up to no good. We had to
We were sweet, innocent. The squad, we did nothing wrong.
now now
Good
you heard
time.
how the voice went up, Sonya. So
We
that
had
means
a
he was
good
lying,
time.
right?
We wanted to mingle with the young ladies. We cracked a lot of jokes. So what do we need to get our head cracked in and keep us in line?
Y'all mouths.
I was sweet innocent. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why you scratching your head and your voice went up another octave for the lie. When people's voice get high pitched, it means it's a straight ball face.
He wasn't paying attention to all that, kid. What you doing? We just have fun. We just gonna hang out those swing outs.
Yeah, we did have fun though. We always have fun.
A lot of good times.
Mhm.
Now, last one I was gonna do was about health. What's something y'all doing or suggest you give someone to improve their health?
For me, the best advice I think that I could give somebody to improve their health is make a choice on improving your health. Make the decision. That's where it all starts.
Okay.
You muted, Sonya.
You muted. There you go.
Oh, I was really talking too.
Yeah, like you was deep with
I
it.
I said health for me. We probably need a little more time because that's my area of expertise. I be on top of it. And one thing I'm thinking about is there is a soul food restaurant I just recently went to in Southfield. I'm not gonna say the name, but I was just like, we gotta get better with our health, in my opinion. Us as
Amen.
Americans, that we're diabetic and we have high blood pressure for a reason. It's our food. So one thing that I've started doing, and I've actually been doing raw, fresh juice. So I've been doing every day for the last 3-4 months. Fresh juice that consists of, 4 different vegetables and 6 different fruits. So I juice every day and then I walk. And when I tell you the inflammation and the pain and the aches, when I was thinking I had arthritis, has completely healed. So I think that it's really important that we take baby steps as far as our diet. You can't do everything all at once. I don't believe in diets and depriving myself. If it's something that I want, I'm going to eat it. But I've also started doing the intermittent fasting, and I've noticed it works. My body loves that. Sometimes it's difficult to stick with it, but I try to cut or eliminate all food by 8 o'clock p.m. And then
Okay.
I don't eat again until 11 or 12 day. The doctor says you want to eat immediately 30 minutes of, I'm sorry, my dog having a good time. 30 minutes of when you wake up. Natty. No. Natty. Good girl. Within 30 minutes of when you wake up. So that's what I do. So the fasting, I walk, and I always say walking is easy. You can put your headset on, have a phone
Yeah.
conversation, and then I try to walk for an hour a day. And then I also try to incorporate, and that's why I go to a dance class on Saturday, dancing, line dancing. I have a really good time. You can go with a partner, without a partner, and then you're actually moving. And then I try to watch my beverages, just try to drink a lot of water. So that's what I do. And I've been able to kind of maintain my the same size technically for about 20 years. It's been about 22 years of me wearing the same size.
That's impressive.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And if I feel like I'm going up there, I just make sure I continue doing that. And of course, we also have to cut back on our bread. So I'm starting to cut back on, on breads that I even though I love bread, but I'm just trying that.
Yeah. And the reason why I said first make the decision is because when you make the decision that you want to do something about your health, then the how to will appear,
Right.
because it's so it because you'll start being intentional about it and you'll start focusing on it. And then like Saya was saying, and you will find things that work for you, right? And I think the main thing is having a lifestyle change, like you said,
Okay.
not going on a fad diet, or whatever the case may be, because that's something that's not sustainable.
Right.
However, if you look at, okay, this will be my new lifestyle, then you'll continue it
Hmm.
from that point forward. And you won't have that yo-yo that goes on with a lot of people when they have the diet. Now, I'm plant-based in terms of, plant-based vegan. However, when it comes to that, you gotta be willing to make that choice. I'm not now. Why did I do it? For health reasons, and so because of that, I have um I have had better energy.
Hmm.
I have, made sure that my weight is maintained, all of those things. Now, there's a difference in like you said, we could get into a whole segment of that and what that looks like and talk forever, right? There is a difference between vegan and whole food plant-based, and people don't think that there is. Vegan
Mm.
can consist of a bunch of junk food. Just because
Oh
you're vegan doesn't mean that you're healthy, right? Twinkies can be considered vegan. so
Wow.
so can potato chips. You know what I'm saying? So just
Didn't
putting
know
that
that.
into perspective, potato chips are vegan. Why? All it is a potato and it's fried in
fried
oil,
in
which
oil.
which comes from a plant. So ain't no animal products in it, and so therefore it can be considered vegan, right? But then when you start talking about whole food plant based, now we're talking about eating whole foods, whole fruits, whole vegetables, eliminating a lot of salt, oil, and sugar, those types of things. And so with that, we know that those entities, that salt, that oil, and that sugar, leads to all that inflammation that Sonya was talking about.
Yes.
And
Oh God.
yeah, and so yes, that fresh pressed juice and what she said was good with all of those vegetables in it. So now she's getting all the minerals, all the vitamins, plus the fiber and everything that's needed, along with the things that she's doing with in terms of the vitamin C and all the other minerals and vitamins that come with the fruits as well. And so the vitamins will offset the sugar that's in the fruit.
Hmm.
So it makes it good and it's cleansing of the body. And so yeah, we could talk about health and what gives your body life forever. But yeah, just and then like she was saying, for some it does take small steps, but I just felt like when I was ready and I had made a choice and a decision,
Hmm.
I didn't need to do things slowly. It was like, this is what I want to do. I gotta, and that was before I even became plant-based. I had made a decision all those years ago. Like, I feel like I'm sluggish, I'm lethargic, I'm
Oh yeah.
fatigued, I'm
Mm.
overweight. Like this, I can't take it no more. I feel sick, because for so long, like not understood, I didn't feel sick. But then when I started paying attention, it's like, no, you feel sick. So from there, it was like, that's it, I'm done. And once I said I was done, everything else just came into play. It's like, I gotta go. What Fitness USA, they don't even exist anymore. So that's just letting you know how long ago that was. I gotta get in there like ASAP, because if I don't start moving my body, I'm not gonna be here, right? And so that was the mindset that I had, and so I just immediately started getting in the gym, working out, got a physical trainer, started working on eating, research, did things, ate a certain way, changed my plate, right? It's because I had made that choice and that decision. Now, when you start to compromise, you haven't made the decision, because now I can keep compromising on everything that I'm doing. Well, maybe I can have that today, right? And then you start to see that inflammation and all that stuff start rising back up, because you made too many compromises in between time, in the meantime, right? And then your health will start to revert back and start to deteriorate again. So once you make that choice and that decision, like they say, when the why is clear, the how to will appear, everything else falls into place.
Okay.
Man, that's great advice. I'm doing the meal prepping, working out, and that's definitely something people can do. Switch up what you're eating, because most of the food ain't really good for you. You start looking at the back of it.
Yeah.
All the soul food got all the sugar and salt in
Oh,
it,
that's
and
terrible for
it
you.
might taste good, but it's reason you get the itis after a while, because all that stuff just sitting in your system,
Yeah.
not going nowhere.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, it's like, I didn't really realize like how much people want to hold on to the belief when it comes to food, until I became plant-based. Like, people got so much to say about what I do and what I consume. like, like, I didn't realize what I ate made you poop. Like, I'm
Wow.
confused on all of this, right? Like, why do you have so much into what I do? You're upset with me because I choose not to eat animal products, right? And I eat more fruits and vegetables. Somehow that offends you in some way, but you would rather eat still all the fat, all the lard, because some people still cooking with that, right?
Wow, Lord.
All
Ooh.
the yeah,
It's
people
in a
give you
lard is
spice.
in a lot of food too, because I can't have it. It's in a lot of
Mm.
food.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you still want to make sure that your greens got a bunch of meat in it in order for you to be able to, eat. Well, that's the only way that I can season. But have you even tried to season something without
Yeah.
your head and your fat back and your pork?
Yeah.
Like, they
Not
do
that
still
bad.
sell it in the hood, right? So very
Mhm.
rarely will you be able to find those things outside of our neighborhoods. And we don't see anything that's wrong with it. And then we talk about soul food and we ate the way that our ancestors ate. But remember, a lot of these things we had to make taste good, because that's all we had was scraps, because all they fed us was slop. So we learned
Yeah.
how to, take the intestines and turn them into a
Wow.
delicacy. But that doesn't mean now that we free that we get to that we got to still eat like that. You ain't a slave no more. You
Wait
don't have to
now.
keep eating
Speaking
like
of
Nope.
that.
that, Trump trying to take us back, girl. So we might
I
who
ain't
say
going back.
what's gonna happen next month?
I mean, it sounds like you like a walking mirror to a lot of people, and that's irking their nerves, because like you should be doing better, and you ain't saying nothing, but just your
That's what I was about
lifestyle
to say. I don't even
is a
say that. Yeah.
is a mirror to them saying you need to tighten up, and now they don't look at themselves. They blame. Stop eating like that. You make me think about I need to put this burger down. Like, your Holy Spirit tell you put the burger down. You had four already.
Yes.
It ain't you.
I'm in there. I prepare my own little food so I can be prepared, so I won't have to ask you for none of yours. And you, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's such and such. I want that. I'm like, I didn't even offer you any. Why you even say?
Oh yeah.
I'm at the restaurant and I had like a loaded oatmeal, right? So this oatmeal had like
Hmm.
walnuts and different fruit. I think it had strawberries and berries
Mm.
and different stuff or whatever. See what I'm saying? And they were like, I heard somebody say, I couldn't eat that. I'm like, I didn't ask you to eat what's on my plate. Like, what? Why? Why?
Like oatmeal.
Eat your food and be happy. I ain't looking at your plate saying, all that corned beef over there, you shouldn't eat that. If I'm making you question what's going on with your heart and with your intestines,
Yeah.
Right.
then so be it.
But this might be a good topic for next week. But Jeff, I'm going to have to. Jeff, I'm talking about Jeff. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to run.
Okay. Right
Are you,
now, right?
yeah. Are you ending it soon?
Yeah,
Or?
I'm in it now.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll wait. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna have to run.
I thought you was about to say another great topic for next week, but you talking about this to pick up for next
Well,
week.
no. So yes, this would be a great topic. I mean, because health is it's a lot that we need to. I mean, there are a lot. It's a lot more I would like to add to this, but
Yeah.
Okay, so
this
that'd be next week.
would
How's your
for
health? That'd be next week.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
okay.
everybody enjoyed the show, learned some stuff. Next week will be all health, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna coach you up. Enjoy yourself. Till next time, everybody.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Have a good night. Bye.